Hello everyone, and welcome to another sharing of the Way of Compassionate Autonomy. My name is Joel.
My name is Kaylee.
And we are happy to be here broadcasting from Unity&Freedom.org, which is a real gem portal, and that is
A radiant, embodied activation light, galactic earth, M to the infinite power. Today is a message, and Joel is our messenger, and I'm a messenger, and
and we're on a galactic earth mission.
We're on a galactic earth mission.
And we play galactic earth music.
Protective orb of release, transformation, alignment, and liberation into
E.T.S of U.F.O, which is enter the sun of unity, freedom, oneness. And that's also can be described as the mind of the light of everlasting happiness, the heart of the infinite pulse of love, and the body or output of infinite patterns of harmony. So we believe that there are, infinite life paths, infinite religions, infinite philosophies, infinite ways of being, infinite perspectives, all perfect in their own right as we travel on our interesting adventure of freedom within togetherness. So we are here sharing a message of hope. This message comes through us, not necessarily from us, but like Kaylee said, we are messengers, and we're just grateful to be sharing this message of hope for the betterment of all, to ease the suffering of all. You can visit Unity&Freedom.org to learn more about the Galactic Earth mission. Ultimately, our message and hope is for whoever feels aligned with receiving responsible level of income and then giving responsibly and democratically in small groups, so we can make positive change and actually live equitably with a compassionate, not only the sense of individual compassionate autonomy, but collective compassionate economy. So thank you for tuning in, and thank you, Kaylee.
compassionate autonomy in a compassionate economy. Compassionate autonomy in a compassionate economy. One love's way, one love's way. One love's way, one love's way. One love's way, one love's way. Hopefully by the time that you see this video, we have already recorded our album. In this time that we are recording this video, we are about to record the album. And that is one of our songs called Inside Job?
Inside Job.
Inside Job. And that was one of the first songs where compassionate autonomy, would you say compassionate autonomy was birthed from that song?
It 100% was birthed from that song.
So, yeah, all of our, the U.F.O mission is very connected with the music of Enter the Sun. That's why we're E.T.S of U.F.O. And yeah, you'll find a lot of overlap in the messages of Enter the Sun music.
Yeah, the message of unity and freedom was born through the Enter the Sun music, which also was simultaneously born through the healing and empowerment drum circle, which is utilized at the U.F.O circles of hope. So, and it goes back to Africa, and that was connected. You can find more information about how that connection happened through watching a 9-video series of the Way of Compassionate Autonomy, and you can find that in the description, and learned why and how it connects back. So giving back to Malawi, Africa, Native Americans, the U.F.O Circle of Hope, which is the nonprofit. The plan is the nonprofit aspect of Unity&Freedom.org, to have those circles of hope to prevent suicide, violence, and killing on this planet, to give people of any walk of life, of any disposition, of any state of being, somewhere to go to find a safe haven. And also, there are hopefully more and more and more infinite safe haven types of places for people out there who are practicing their own version of the Way of Compassionate Autonomy, or the Tao. Because really, my perception is, again, There are many, many ways to express this kind of a message. There are many ways to practice the way of harmony. And we're just another one of many branches on the same tree. So thank you for taking the time to tune in and receive this message. And thank you for all that you do in our collective journey of awakening into heaven on earth and leaving this planet better off than we found it as the rainbow warriors of peace. So,
we'll start with our prayer and oath of unity and freedom.
Thank you. My life is my precious gift to experience the grace of God that is eternal mercy and redemption for all. With humility, forgiveness, compassion, and gratitude, I live fully aligned with the will of God that is perfect love, happily balanced and whole in peace and harmony with loving kindness from my heart. All I receive and all I give is for mutual empowerment, interdependence, and selflessness for the betterment of all, in heaven, on earth, and in all realms. All thanks, all praise, all glory to God, the one love. I am safe. I am free. I am loved. And I am happy in unity and freedom. Amen. Thank you.
And speaking of the two keys, I will be reading from the Bible. And I'm going to read Matthew chapter 16, lines 18 through 20.
Yep, and this is the King James version, but you can use any version you like.
And I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. And I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Then charged he his disciples that they should tell no man that he was Jesus the Christ.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So we share that last part again, just as a reminder that we don't feel that we are any kind of messiahs or anything like that. In this message of the Way of Compassionate Autonomy, Jesus is a wonderful way shower and messenger of the heart of the infinite pulse of love. Buddha is a special messenger of the mind of the light of everlasting happiness, and Muhammad is the special messenger of the infinite patterns of harmony. Hello. Hello. And so, we are grateful to be here, and thank you for sharing that. We also like to reference our beloved 13-moon calendar or almanac of synchronicity. You can find more information about that at lawoftime.org and get your own copy to follow along with us in this series of Kin videos. This message overlaid with the Law of Time calendar is the Way of Compassionate Autonomy as a way of seeing through what we call the lens of the U.F.O, the lens of unity, freedom, oneness, and following our U.F.O, Golden Guide of Harmony, which is
do unto yourself and all others what makes all feel safe, free, loved, and happy.
Right. So that can look many different ways, but it's just a message of hope to try to ease the suffering of all and to seek harmony and to love one another, just like the prayer and oath of unity freedom says. So Kaylee is going to read from our 13-moon calendar.
So today is Kin 245, Red Spectral Serpent. The power, action, and essence of Spectral are dissolve, release, and liberation. And the power, action, and essence of Serpent are life force, survive, and instinct. So I dissolve in order to survive, releasing instinct. I seal the store of life force with the spectral tone of liberation. I am guided by my own power doubled. I am a polar kin. I transport the red galactic spectrum. What does that mean?
Basically, they're just the seasons. The season of life force, the season of love, the season of vision, the season of enlightenment. Life force, love, vision, enlightenment. So anytime the red serpents, they will talk about being a polar kin and what role they play in the season. So.
Wow. Endless patterns and cycles overlapping each other.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
The calendar is extremely complex, but it overlaps multiple cycles. And as you learn through the calendar, if you feel so inclined, just constantly, as the message of the Way of Compassionate Autonomy is just, as we are awakening in our own way, utilize inhaling, I am safe, exhale, I am free, and let go of thought. Inhale, I am safe, exhale, let go, I am free of thought. And it's an active meditation. You can learn more about the sitting meditation, the drumming, the embodiment practices, the mudras, all to instill this practice of not only in stillness do we connect to the Tao or the Way of Compassionate Autonomy, but also in action, so we can seek harmony and overcome our fears and blockages. And exploring the calendar, we're going to come across constant facing of our fears, just like we do every moment, whether we're conscious of the calendar or whether we're unconscious of it. We are all living in synchronicity. The Way of Compassionate Autonomy is just a tool and a guidance to be able to have the most easeful and gentle awakening, and to ultimately just remember that you're here to have fun and to play in life and to seek harmony and to experience harmony and to be released, to awaken from perception of this co-created matrix or reality as the conditioned mind of imprisonment and abandonment into a sense of safety and a sense of freedom within that safety. But there's always something new to learn, constantly. There's always another cycle to learn. There's more and more levels of harmonics to try to understand. But the most important thing is to love yourself and love one another, and to be happy and to have fun and to seek harmony and to be gentle with yourself. Again, in the harmonics that we're focusing on in these videos, there are 4-day harmonics: red, white, blue, and yellow. And they remind us of the humility during the red, the forgiveness for the white day, compassion for the blue day of transformation, and then gratitude in the yellow day. And those never end. That's the humility cycle. If we go back to the affirmation, I am guided by my own power doubled, that's...
Your guide is the serpent.
The guide is the serpent.
What's the middle one? What would you call that? The guide is the same as the...
The guide is the same as the seal for today.
The seal, okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then the analog or natural way of being for today
is the wizard, timelessness, enchant, and receptivity.
And then the occult or foundational power for today?
The yellow warrior, which is intelligence, question, fearlessness.
And then the hidden, or the challenge, and if we overcome the challenge for today, we receive our hidden power. What's that?
The blue eagle, vision, create, and mind.
Mm-hmm. And we happen to be in the blue eagle wave spell, which is wave spell 19. And that is, again, about vision, creation, and mind. Our Galactic Earth mission step for today is tone 11, liberation of service, action dissolves service. Our harmonic, which we're beginning today, is harmonic 62, magnetic store, remember elegance of purpose. So in a few days, we are going to be on the magnetic star day, which is the beginning of the star wave spell, which is the culminating wave spell of the 260-day cycle. Mm. Yeah. And today's codon that we're beginning today, in this initiation day of humility, is unity of the people. Tree of time turns heaven. So thank you to this wonderful tree of time that has graced us with its presence for a lot longer than we've been here. So thank you for being patient with us and supporting us and nurturing us and loving us. and allowing us to be under you, protected and grounded here in Mother Earth. And remember to kiss trees, walk on their roots. These are just some things that I do all the time. I walk barefoot most of the time, connecting to the heart of Mother Earth and walking on the roots of the trees, kissing the trees, asking them questions, feeling their support and guidance. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And our in the 4-day cycle, or the 4-day harmonic again, the first day, the red day, we focus on the bottom 2 lines of the codon or hexagram. The second day, which will be tomorrow, will be the middle 2 lines. The third day is the blue day, which will be the top 2 lines, and then the 4th day of each harmonic is a yellow day, and that's when the hexagram has ripened into the awareness of the codon, and that ultimately we could, without having to even think about it, just our second nature or natural way of being is to be of the mind of the way of compassionate autonomy, or the Tao, where we feel inherently safe, free, loved, and happy, and we just live a grateful life, and a more often than not a state of gratitude that's more than, it's a deeper sense of gratitude that's beyond the concept. But these words that we're sharing are concepts that help us move towards embodiment and realization. Hexagram 4 today is a cord, which is hexagram 8. The upper trigram is water above, which is oftentimes danger or difficulty in the I-Ching. And then earth below, which is receptive. In the codon, the transformation of that upper trigram is heart or moon above, and then space or earth below. So as we evolve in our awareness, what do those mean to each of us? That's for each of us to decide and to choose ultimately what our perception is. Our message is, again, to seek harmony, and through practicing the U.F.O Golden Guide of Harmony, to ultimately, more often than not, have a working, constant attainment of the mind of the light of everlasting happiness, the heart of the infinite pulse of love, and the body of harmony as one ever-evolving system that's not only our physical, emotional, mental, spiritual being, but interconnected with all that is in this co-created matrix. So Kaylee's going to read some parts of our trusty I-Ching. We use the Taoist I-Ching from Thomas Cleary, but you can use any I-Ching you like, and the whole purpose of introducing these is not only are they coded within the calendar, but the invitation is to utilize the lens of the U.F.O, or Unity, Freedom, Oneness, as you interpret these passages and utilize them in your daily life and meditate on their meaning, with the invitation to use that golden guide of safety and freedom. When it says firmness and flexibility in the I-Ching, firmness would be like the unity or safety, flexibility would be like the freedom. And hopefully that can help you to awaken beyond the lens of imprisonment and abandonment into more of a sense of safety and freedom, and ultimately freedom within the safety. So thank you, Kaylee.
Welcome.
The keeper of the keys.
8. Accord. Learning through association. Obedience in danger. Rectification of imbalance. Accord is auspicious, investigating and ascertaining. If the basis is always right, there is no error. Then the uneasy will come, but the dilatory are unfortunate. Explanation. Accord has the meaning of association with one another and learning from one another. In the body of the hexagram, one yang dwells in the place of honor. where the 5 yins above and below all follow it accordingly. Also, the quality of the hexagram is obedience by which to get through danger, therefore it is called accord. This hexagram representing yin following yang follows on the previous hexagram contention. In contention, yin does not obey yang, but instead overthrows yang. Yin and yang are at odds, and the 5 elements injure each other, harming their reality, therefore ending in calamity. If you know this is wrong and cultivate the reverse, yin does not overthrow yang, but submits to yang. Yin and yang harmonize, the 5 elements are one energy. Essence is stable and life is solid. This is the path of making the wrong accord with the right, making the artificial accord with the real.
May I share something there real quick?
Sure.
So just a reminder, again, water being danger in this hexagram and difficulty. The most important message that I'm guided to share through this is no matter what difficulty we're going through or what danger, what kind of chaos or what challenge we have facing us, to live as best as possible according to the 5 elements, which is also known as the 5 virtues or celestial virtues. There's all kinds of esoteric mixed language and a lot of mysterious, mystical ways of stating the information in the I-Ching. But some things are always repeated and mentioned in different ways. When it talks about the 5 elements, and if you investigate companion books like the Book of Balance and Harmony or the Book of Reality or Understanding Reality, any of the ancient classics, that not only do they talk about the I-Ching, they reference it, they expand upon it. I invite you to do all the research you like. And after years of studying this and practicing this message of the Way of Compassionate Autonomy has come through as a way to help to make it through the lens of fear while perceiving this information into, again, a sense of primordial safety and a sense or an essence of primordial freedom. Now, the 5 elements are also, again, known as, not only is there specific elements like the fire, the water, the earth, and so on and so forth, but they each coincide with the virtues. So when the 5 virtues harmonize and become one, that means that we have a center of truthfulness. What else?
Benevolence, courtesy, wisdom,
and justice.
And
So when we live that way, the point being is how we interact with ourselves and one another is more important than anything else. Are we living truly and sincerely our truth that we have in our heart? Are we seeking harmony to ease the suffering of others? Are we doing our best to act with benevolence with every thought, word, and action? Are we doing our best to be courteous with ourselves and one another? Are we seeking true justice or fairness? And are we utilizing wisdom for the betterment of all beings? And those are the most important things from my perception. It's not about raising your kundalini to become a superhuman. That's not what this message is about. Now, that can be a byproduct of the practice of attaining different ways of seeing things and being able to accomplish different things. But the most important thing is to love yourself and to know that you are perfect, you are safe, you are loved, and you are free just as you are. And you are enough as you are. And you have a right, a birthright to exist in happiness with interdependent love and harmony. And that's what I would like to say. And that in and of itself is accordance. It is according with harmony. It is accordance, or being in harmony with the one love. And there are many people and way showers who have said the same thing in a different way. So thank you.
What is auspicious about accord is that it is good to accord with what is right and what is real, and nothing is more important than to accord with the basis of true reality. The basis here is the primordial positive energy trapped in the palace of water. This energy is produced by heaven, and so is called the vitality of the True One, the water of the True One, and the energy of the True One. This is the basic energy that produces things.
So, and one of my experiences, there can be a million ways to look at that. What does that mean? At this point in my evolution and through this message, the water has become the tears of compassion and gratitude, the tears of a sincere heart that has been broken over and over and over and over. And when we live with sincerity in those virtues, as best as we can, we're imperfect humans. But when we live sincerely for the betterment of all and to ease the suffering of all, and we live according to our truth, and we live honestly in oftentimes a dishonest world, we live truthfully in what appears to be a completely artificial world of lies. It's not easy. But to live, someone was playing music today at an event we were at playing, and they were in the song, it was just saying, sing like no one is listening, dance like no one is watching, and love like you've never been hurt before. And we've all heard that probably in different ways, but that's really truthfully the way. And to live like you've never been hurt, and to live as good as you can live, and to forgive yourself, to be humble, to forgive yourself when you know you've made mistakes, and to be compassionate with yourselves and others, and to be grateful for yourself and others. Those humane qualities that are inherent in us, that is what allows the broken heart of compassion to release the tears of compassion and gratitude, or however that appears to you. And that is a life-giving force. We also receive information from the rain. So being outside in the rain and allowing that information, the real radiant embodied activation light, to be received onto the crown of your head. There are different levels and ways of experiencing this information that will evolve over time. However, again, the most important thing from my perception is to remind you to follow those guidances of the celestial human. It's not about becoming a superhuman while treating yourself and others like, lashing out and being angry. And there are a lot of way showers and teachers out there that will teach you a million different ways to raise your kundalini, but they don't treat anybody around them like anybody they care about. And I just want to share that. The nature of your thoughts, the benevolence, the kindness, justice, fairness, these inherent qualities of the celestial human, the inherent qualities of the rainbow, the people of the rainbow, breaking down bigotry and racism, and working for equality, and never giving up, and never giving up on the good fight, listening to the music that pulses from the mother, listening to your version of God when you're on your knees and asking for guidance. Follow the voice that is aligned with these benevolent aspects. That's the voice of harmony. Don't follow the voice of fear. Don't follow that which will tell you you're imprisoned, or you're abandoned, or you're a failure, or you're losing, or you're not enough. if that makes sense. Thank you for letting me share that.
You're welcome. Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome. That's what is the real, the radiant embodied activation light. That is the vitality. That's the life force, kindness, loving one another, remembering you're not alone, and treating others like children, treating yourself like you're a sweet, perfect, precious child. Never leaving anybody behind. And if you realize you've left people behind, forgive yourself. Then you always have a path of mercy in the eyes of God. There's always a path of mercy and redemption for you. Never give up, and never give up on anybody else. Never take your own life, never take the life of another. Always work for the easing of the suffering of all, to the sincerest, best way you possibly can. And don't listen to that voice that says you're not doing enough. That voice is always there. But that's what it takes to live sincerely for the betterment of all, is you're always questioning that you're not doing enough, or you're a failure, or you're not sincere enough, or you don't care enough. You do care enough. Allow yourself to just keep caring and keep living and keep giving and keep receiving. Thank you.
First yin. When there is truthfulness, accord is impeccable. When there is truthfulness filling a plain vessel, ultimately there will come to be other blessings. Explanation. Being humble, using flexibility to accord with the firm, is accord in which there is sincerity and truthfulness, so one can be without error. This is because when there is sincere truthfulness in accord, one can empty the mind, and if one can empty the mind, one can fill the belly. Then not only is there truthfulness without error, but also there is truthfulness filling an unadorned vessel, ultimately bringing on other blessings. One will surely thereby accord with the ultimate good. This represents sincere and truthful accord turning out well.
Wonderful. Does that mean anything to you through the lens of the U.F.O?
I just want to empty my mind so I can fill my belly. That's all I'm thinking about. No, you can share your. That's actually correct. So through the lens of the U.F.O, that would mean emptying the mind that is the human condition mind of what two locks? The lock of abandonment and
imprisonment and abandonment.
Yeah, imprisonment and abandonment.
Can you say that again at the camera?
The two locks of imprisonment and abandonment.
That would be the conditioned human mind.
Yeah.
Conditioned of fear, which is how we're brought up here.
Yes. Lots of it.
When we empty that,
then we can eat.
Then we can fill the belly, meaning then we can receive.
Then we can fill it with good things.
Yeah, the voice of infinite safety or togetherness and liberation within the togetherness. To be a free being that's just happy, here to have fun and to play and to share and to be just and to be benevolent.
And to eat yummy food.
Those are the celestial qualities. And to eat yummy food. Eat with your friends and your loved ones, and eat with a thankful heart. Some beautiful messenger, much wiser than me, said, it matters not what goes in, but it matters what comes out. Now, everybody will always have different things that make them feel a certain way as far as food. Follow your heart, whatever is right for you. Again, what comes out, what that meant is, let's say you're eating the purest materials or the purest plants or the purest beings and you're ingesting them, but then you're lashing out and you're living with fear and you're living with anger and you're in a feverish terror to try to awaken beyond into the next realm or to raise your kundalini, and that is what's coming out, and you're acting, you're vying for your own power over others. You're playing the power, fame, and fortune game, living being untrustworthy, being angry, being frustrated. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but the most important thing, that's what Jesus was saying. It matters not what goes in, but it matters what comes out. What are we giving? That's the most important thing. It's not a judgment about what somebody else ingests and what they do and don't ingest. Every being will evolve in their own way to know what's right for them. And just keep seeking, again, do unto yourself and all others what makes all feel safe, free, loved, and happy. That will look different for every single being at any particular time in the evolution of their being. I'm just here as a reminder, be gentle with yourself and others. Don't judge yourself. Those judgments and the negativity and the imprisoned, disciplined being that is being punished or that has to punish yourself lives in fear of the wrath of God. We're emptying that so we can fill the belly with the information of harmony, the voice of harmony that says you're perfect as you are, that says you are a precious child of a loving God, that says that you are here to be free within the safety of togetherness. As one family birthed from the mother. And we all come in different shapes and sizes and colors, and we have different skills and different pieces of the puzzle. That voice, whatever your version of the universe is, or God, or Mother Earth, that voice of harmony that you sense that is also within your innate heart, that real voice, the voice of the light. Listen to that. That's what we're doing when we say fill the belly. But we had to empty the mind of fear in order to fill the belly. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
To Yin. Accord coming from within is correct and bodes well. Explanation. Here, flexible receptivity is central. Before according outwardly, one first accords inwardly. This is accord coming from within. Accord from within is refining oneself and mastering the mind, gathering medicine, vital energy, according to the time, desiring to receive from the other, not losing oneself. This is eternal accord, being correct.
May I share something about that? Mm-hmm. Now, going back to the consciousness of the difficulty of danger of water above and the receptivity of the earth or space below. The medicine of difficulty, going in facing challenges, facing what's dangerous to you, like what's the next obstacle that you have to face in your evolution? Be gentle with yourself, okay? Again, there are many different ways to face different challenges. One way that we did today is through the music. Sharing music in front of people, going on a different stage, having to deal with all the difficulties and the obstacles and the voice inside you that says you can't do it, or whatever is the next obstacle. That is also the danger or the difficulty of water. It's any kind of situation that can be challenging and difficult. And when you face those challenges, while following the U.F.O. Golden Guide of Harmony, do unto yourself and all others what makes all feel safe, free, loved, and happy, in the midst of the ever-changing danger and difficulty, you are going to, in the end, you're going to not only through the experience more of a harmonious experience, but in the end, you are going to receive energy and vitality from that, in a way that is in accordance with the law of heaven. It's in accordance with the voice of harmony. You won't experience the calamity. You'll experience where everything falls into place more often. Now, is that always going to happen? No. But the key is, how are we reacting in our difficulties? How do we face what appears to be dangerous? Are we freaking out? Are we in fight or flight? Are we in terror? And I've lived most of my life through the lens of fear. And I still have to find myself facing those locks of hell that Jesus talks about. The eternal imprisonment, eternal abandonment, and you're not enough, and you must fight to force through and break through to the other side. Be still. Remember, stillness. I am safe. How can I adapt within this situation? Okay. I will adapt in a harmonious way, and I will always seek the most gentle journey. Always seek the most harmonious journey. And those can be extremely not appear to be gentle. So, and everyone's journey is different. You know, we're here saying don't kill yourself and don't kill others. But sometimes you may be attacked by someone. Again, we suggest weaponless hand-to-hand combat like martial arts, like Aikido or Hapkido or Jiu-Jitsu. Like Jacob wrestled with God until God told Jacob he was now known as Israel, or Jacob became real. So you're wrestling with the world, you're wrestling with obstacles. And how do you want to do it? Do you want to kill? Do you want to fight or flight and crush and destroy and dominate? Or do you want to find that safety within you and then also exert the force of love within you? And sometimes it has to be extremely difficult. Sometimes, and most often, it's not easy at all. And we're not here to judge what somebody else is doing or not doing. We're all trying to do that in our own unique way. I'm just here to say, don't make it worse for yourself, if that makes sense. Would you like to share anything?
No.
Okay. So in your journeys of overcoming your obstacles and difficulties and the dangers that you face and that you are called to do, because God calls each of us differently, step up and face those things. Step up and face the challenges. But utilize this meditation constantly to help empower you through that. And know that you are perfect as you are and you are doing your best. And I'm grateful for each and every one of you. I'm grateful for your patience with me and with each other, so we can truly do our best to change the way things are playing out here. In a world of a lot of suffering, we have a lot of work to do. And anything worth it isn't easy, right? So God bless all of you, and remember, have a magical day in the miracle.
Bye.
I love you.
Love you too.